Hello everyone, welcome to Lukman IS. Today we are going to have the Hindu analysis of 30th January 2021. So let us see which are the important articles in today's in the Hindu newspaper. Yes, these are the articles, especially they are related to mains examination. At the same time, yesterday Economic Survey 2020-21 was tabled in the Parliament, and some of the highlights of that economic survey are given in today's the Hindu newspaper. So we will discuss what are these highlights, some of the recommendations that are given by the economic survey. At the same time, we are going to have separate lecture on economic survey in detail, okay, because on each and every topic that is given in economic survey needs the detailed analysis for your GS3 paper. At the same time, some part when we talk about the governance section, social justice part, तो वो आपको GS2 में भी important है. Okay, so let us take a review of these three articles. First, the budget blueprint for difficult times. Now, this is given by our former Prime Minister Manmohan Singh and the Finance Minister, former Finance Minister P. Chidambaram. Together, the article is written, and that's why it becomes very important. The economists are giving some insights into what kind of provisions should be there in the coming budget that is to be tabled on Monday in the Parliament. ओके तो यहाँ पे एक तरीके से हम बोल सकते हैं कि स्वॉट एनालिसिस किया हुआ है इंडियन इकोनॉमी का एट प्रेजेंट. सो स्ट्रेंथ, वीकनेसेस, अपॉर्चुनिटीज एंड थ्रेट्स फॉर इंडियन इकोनॉमी सो एज टू ब्रिंग इट ऑन द रिकवरी पाथ. ठीक है, तो वो सारा चीज़ें हैं वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट व्हेन वी डिस्कस इंडियन इकोनॉमी पार्ट. सेकंड, अ चैंपियन ऑफ साइंस प्रो पुअर टेक्नोलॉजी. सो हियर ऑन पेज नंबर 6 द आर्टिकल इज डिस्कसिंग द contribution of two important scientists, especially the major contribution that is given by C. Subramaniam. Okay, so the father of Indian Green Revolution we call him, and the contribution in science and technology field, especially to make India self-sufficient in food security or food grains, we can say that, and ensuring food security in difficult times of 1960s when India faced a drought situation and India needed to import a huge amount of food grains, especially wheat and rice. We will discuss that part, and that is important when we talk about the syllabus part of GS3 Science and Technology, the contribution of Indian scientists in the science and technology field. Government tightens oversight on funds received by NGOs. Now it is having the context of FCRA 2010 Act. Okay, so Foreign Contribution Regulation Act 2010. So rules that are framed under this act have been amended, and the new provisions are added here so as to gain the more control by Ministry of Home Affairs over the foreign donations to non-governmental organizations, NGOs. ठीक है, तो in India, तो उसके बारे में यहाँ पे हम ये डिस्कस करेंगे. गवर्नेंस GS2 part that becomes important here in this article, and in the end we are going to discuss some recommendations or highlights of economic survey 2020-21. okay, and there will be separate lecture in detail analysis of this economic survey. Fine, so let us see first article on page number 6, editorial page, a budget blueprint for difficult times. So इंडियन इकोनॉमी GS3 में जो आपका पार्ट है, बजट से हर साल क्वेश्चन आता है. आइदर इट कैन बी द बजट मेकिंग प्रोसेस, द क्वेश्चन ऑन बजट मेकिंग प्रोसेस, और द इंग्रेडिएंट्स ऑफ द बजट. तो दोनों में से एक क्वेश्चन जरूर हो सकता है. एंड हियर we are specifically focusing on post pandemic period. So we have seen in last 1 year how Indian economy along with the world economy crumbled because of pandemic and the lockdown, one of the stringent lockdown that was imposed in India by the Indian government, and somehow the economic contraction that has happened after that period. Okay, and that has impacted many people, especially the marginalized sections of society. Many of them have fallen under the poverty. Unemployment rate has increased. At the same time, food security is also threatened. तो ये सारी चीज़ें होने के बाद now what should be the provisions under the budget? Okay, so the article is discussing some missed opportunities in last 1 year by the present government. Along with that, it is also discussing the threats and weaknesses in Indian economy at present, and in the end it is giving the way forward. So what should be there in the fiscal policies or the budget provisions this year? ठीक है, so in the first part it is discussing the missed opportunities. So in a sense it is talking about that the government should have let's say taken the decision of lockdown by considering the problems of migrant laborers. तो ये जो हमने देखा था कि एक सडन डिसीजन लिया गया था एंड समहाउ दैट हैज impacted the migrant laborers in the country. The huge impact happened. At the same time, the 90% of Indian economy, or we can say the labor force, is employed in the informal sector, okay, or unorganized sector, and because of that, we can see the impact of this lockdown largely happened in that sector, because the formal sector somehow it is secured through social safety measures. Okay, so social safety net होता है उनको, but unorganized sector को social safety net नहीं होता है, and that has created the problem, especially those poor people, marginalized section. The second aspect here it is talking about is that though the government has come up with the Atmanirbhar package, however this was inadequate according to the writers of this article. Okay, so more responsible and adequate package, generous package would have helped the poor people, especially the marginalized sections of society, to sustain this particular period. These are, we can say, the missed opportunities. At the same time, though the present government is saying that the economy is on the recovery path at the faster rate, however, the writers are having the different view here. They are saying that we have seen increase in MG Narega work demand by the people, and this is still a higher demand that suggests that the economic activities are not at the pre-pandemic level. Okay, so ये आपको समझना चाहिए कि क्या missed opportunities है. We can say that the limitations or criticism of the present government in last 1 year in terms of economic growth. ठीक है. Next it is discussing here the threats and weaknesses in the present Indian economy. So basically we can here talk about that the supply chains that have broken because of lockdown, and somehow we came back to the pre-pandemic level or coming back to the pre-pandemic level in a staggered manner. ठीक है, जो अनलॉक जो गाइडलाइंस आई है वो धीरे धीरे उन्होंने मंथली बेसिस पे वो अनलॉक पीरियड हम बोल सकते हैं कि उसकी वजह से we have the recovery in a staggered manner at present, and that has somehow led to break in the supply chains. And because of that, what happened is there is increased inflation, consumer price inflation, CPI. So it has chain impact. ठीक है, तो ये जो है कैसे impact करता है दूसरी चीज़ों पे आपको यहाँ पे दिखाई देगा. What is the impact of high inflation in Indian economy or any economy in general? We can say the rising inflation will inevitably force the RBI to tighten the interest. तो यहाँ पे ये इंटरेस्ट किस चीज की बात कर रहे हैं? इंटरेस्ट रेट्स, यानी कि रेपो एंड रिवर्स रेपो रेट्स, जो बाय मंथली रिव्यू होता है मॉनेटरी पॉलिसी का, उसमें ये जो इंटरेस्ट रेट्स है वो डिसाइड किए जाते हैं बाय आरबीआई. और मॉनेटरी पॉलिसी जो होता है, मॉनेटरी पॉलिसी कमिटी जो है एमपीसी, इट डिसाइड्स दिस इंटरेस्ट रेट्स. ओके, नाउ व्हेन देयर इज let's say tightening of these interest rates by the RBI, somehow that results into let's say slowing down the private investment in Indian economy. The private investment will not happen in the economy, and this impacts on the, let's say, job growth. ठीक है, तो इसकी वजह से क्या होता है? Consequential impact on growth of jobs and wages, because there is no economic activity in the economy. ठीक है, तो ये एक चेन इफेक्ट बनता है because of breakage in the supply chains, and we can say the asset prices increases. So the next point it is talking, external sector could be potential savior of Indian economy as global trade grows from post COVID-19 lows. So surely the global trade will help, the export oriented growth will surely help here to increase the job levels, increase the let's say wage levels in the country. However, what policies the present government has adopted is completely in the let's say opposite direction. Here in the Atmanirbhar package or Atmanirbhar Abhiyan, what we are focusing is self-reliance, import substitution, and such kind of policies are favored here rather than export-oriented growth. So basically many economists or the experts, they are of the view that we should focus on export-oriented growth as was done by the China. ठीक है, तो ये एक पॉइंट है, हम बोल सकते हैं कि वीकनेस. द सेकंड थर्ड एस्पेक्ट वी कैन से दैट द इंडियाज फिस्कल पॉलिसी रिस्पॉन्स हैज बीन अंडरवेलमिंग यानी कि जो है कम है. ओके, सो basically there has been continuous demand from the various sections including the business section or the corporate sector that the government should increase the public spending. ओके, जो इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर पे हो या सोशल सेक्टर पे हो, सारे जो है पब्लिक स्पेंडिंग बढ़ाना चाहिए गवर्नमेंट ने. बट देर आर सम फिस्कल कंस्ट्रेंट्स ऑन बिहाफ ऑफ द गवर्नमेंट. हम यो आगे के पॉइंट में देखेंगे, डिस्कस करेंगे दैट देर आर सम कंस्ट्रेंट्स बिकॉज द रिवेन्यू ऑफ द गवर्नमेंट हैज डिक्लाइन बिकॉज ऑफ इकोनॉमिक कॉन्ट्रैक्शन इन लास्ट 1 ईयर. तो रिवेन्यू कम है और एक्सपेंडिचर ज़्यादा हो रहा है, तो फिस्कल डिफिसिट जो है वो बहुत बढ़ रहा है. Right, so this is one of the concern, we can say weakness. Next, the government has sought to thrust ill-thought policies such as controversial farm laws. अब इसकी वजह से जो है और problems create हो रहे हैं. The agriculture, which is the only sector in last 1 year which had positive growth. ठीक है, बाकी सारे sectors का negative growth हुआ है अलग अलग quarters में. However, at present the government has come up with these reforms through these 3 laws in the agriculture sector, but somehow the farmers and the state governments were not let's say taken into consideration while devising these laws, and now they are opposing this. ठीक है, so this has somehow created gaps in the governance now. ठीक है, तो ये एक problem है. And in the end we can say that other fiscal measures to aid the needy to embark on large scale public investment program can stimulate the economic activity, create jobs, revive demand. However, the government's fiscal situation is bleak. This is what we were talking about here, that at present the revenues are very low, though we can see that the GST revenues are increasing now after let's say every month after let's say unlock period. However, these revenues are inadequate when we look at the kind of expenditure burden the government is facing. Okay, so that's why we require to have more and more revenues for that purpose. And yes, the article is providing some non-negotiables that should be included in the fiscal policies or the budget provisions. What are these non-negotiables? First thing you need to know is that public expenditure on health, education and physical infrastructure. Now this will have a cascading effect, externalities जिसको बोलते हैं हम, on the other sectors. Investment in physical infrastructure surely has impact on other sectors. Surely there will be more and more economic activities because of such investment. Investment in health is very important, health infrastructure and education infrastructure. Next aspect here is looking at the security along the borders. During this pandemic period, we had a severe conflict along the LAC in Ladakh region between India and China, and because of that, our security has been threatened somehow. So for that purpose, the defense expenditure should increase. Defense expenditure should increase. Okay, so be it the import of such, let's say, machineries or defense equipments from US or Russia or Israel or France, along with that we need to increase our maritime capabilities also. ठीक है, तो indigenous as well as imports, तो दोनों चीजें होगी यहाँ पर defense expenditure. Third aspect that the article is talking about, that at present the sentiments are such that the private investment will not happen in the economy at large scale, and therefore the public investment should be more. ठीक है, तो public investment must step in to do the heavy lifting to pull the economy from its current. ठीक है, तो public investment is needed at large scale. And lastly, it is talking about that there is need of more social safety nets. So you can also talk about the universal basic income here along the lines of schemes like PM Kisan scheme that was specifically for farmers, but what about the those who are in unorganized sector, तो उनको ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा social safety nets, or in such difficult times there should be scheme like the transfer of certain amount on the monthly basis, ऐसा होना चाहिए, ठीक है. That will surely provide some security to those marginal sections or poor sections of society, those households. Okay, these are non-negotiables in this year's fiscal policies or budget. Okay, and in the end it is also talking about the constraints of fiscal deficit and threats of international rating agencies, or we can say downgrade in such rating agencies should not, let's say, let the government to decrease the public investment or public expenditure or to take these policies, undertake these policies. ठीक है, तो गवर्नमेंट ने एट प्रेजेंट पब्लिक डेट के बारे में ना सोच के द प्रायोरिटी शुड बी ऑन more and more public expenditure, public investment, so as to let's say ये जिसको बोलते हैं ना हम कि काउंटर साइक्लिकल मेजर्स जिसको बोलते हैं कि इकोनॉमी को वापस से एक पॉजिटिव पाथ पे लेके आना, ठीक है. सो दीज मेजर्स आर रिक्वायर्ड एट प्रेजेंट ऑन द प्रायोरिटी लेवल. So such kind of question can be asked here. Do the SWOT analysis of Indian economy in post-pandemic world. ये SWOT analysis क्या है? Strengths, weaknesses, opportunities and threats. So weaknesses, opportunities and threats are discussed here. In strengths, you can talk about the kind of demographic dividend that country is having. ठीक है, तो strengths में आप demographic dividend की बात करिए. The younger population, which surely will have positive impact on economic growth. So augmenting that demographic dividend is one of the strength of the country. Second aspect, that the kind of social fabric we have or harmony in the society in general as compared to other countries, and somehow that is also very important to project the country as having the positive image in the world. So that is our strength. Along with that, our economy is very resilient, as can be seen from last 1 year. ठीक है, तो लॉकडाउन हुआ 2 महीने का ऑलमोस्ट, उसके बाद में धीरे धीरे स्टैगर्ड मैनर में इकोनॉमी अनलॉक हुआ. However, Indian economy is now going to be the fastest growing economy in next 2 years according to IMF. This shows the resilience of Indian economy. This is, you can write in the strength part. ठीक है, तो ये सारी चीजें आएगी जब आप SWOT analysis. Try to attempt such kind of question because at one place you will get all information in your answer. Such kind of innovative question can be asked in your examination. Essay topic, approach to economic growth in India during the post pandemic period. ठीक है, तो ये अप्रोच क्या होना चाहिए, तो यहाँ पे आपको सारी चीजें मिल जाएगी इस आर्टिकल में. So you can take input for that. Next, moving on to next article. A champion of science, pro-poor technology. So in GS3 paper, we have one syllabus topic, and sometimes UPSC has asked from this part of the syllabus questions, achievements of Indians in science and technology. ठीक है, तो ये अचीवमेंट्स के बारे में जब भी आप एक गूगल पे सर्च करोगे कि टॉप 10 अचीवमेंट्स इन साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी फ्रॉम इंडियंस बाय द इंडियंस, जो टॉप 10 के जो साइंटिस्ट आएंगे वो सारे साइंटिस्ट के बारे में आपको एक बेसिक इन्फॉर्मेशन होनी चाहिए कि उनका कंट्रीब्यूशन क्या है, उनकी लाइफ क्या है. ठीक है, तो ताकि आपको इस तरीके से क्वेश्चन जब आता है सिलेबस पॉइंट से तो वो आप आंसर कर सकते हो. स्टैटिक पार्ट है, आपको रेडी रखना चाहिए इसको. ओके, so today 30th January is the birth anniversary of, let's say, C. Subramaniam. Okay, at the same time 1910 is the birth year of 2 important personalities or scientists, one astrophysicist S. Chandrasekhar, and second we can say that the C. Subramaniam These two were born in 1910. Okay. At the same time, Subramaniam Chandrasekhar focused on importance of evolution of stars in the universe, यानी कि उन्होंने स्पेस के बारे में जानने की ज़्यादा कोशिश की है, while C. Subramaniam focused on how science can help to solve the societal issues. ठीक है, जैसे कि हंगर है, मालन्यूट्रिशन है, पावर्टी है, अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट है, इस पे ज़्यादा फोकस उन्होंने किया है रादर दैन गोइंग एक्सप्लोरिंग द स्पेस. तो उन्होंने एक कंपेरिज करते हुए 2 लाइन्स लिखी हुई है दोनों की, एंड मोर फोकस इन द आर्टिकल इज गिवन ऑन कंट्रीब्यूशन ऑफ सी सुब्रमण्यम. Okay, so the architect of public policy for Indian science and for green revolution in India. Okay, so yes, surely the question has been already asked on the green revolution in GS1 paper or GS3 paper. तो वो तो टेक्निकल हो गया कि क्या पॉलिसीज थी और क्या हुआ था उस टाइम पे, बट द कंट्रीब्यूशन ऑफ दिस साइंटिस्ट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, स्पेशली व्हेन वी टॉक अबाउट द लीडरशिप that is spearheaded by this person when we talk about the science and technology field in India, especially biotechnology field और agriculture field. तो इसके बारे में जो उन्होंने रिसर्च किया था और वो रिसर्च को कैसे उन्होंने सोसाइटल इश्यूज को सॉल्व करने के लिए यूज़ किया है, उसके बारे में हमें इंफॉर्मेशन होना चाहिए. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, द ट्रेडमार्क्स ऑफ सी चंद्रशेखर और सुब्रमण्यम, सी सुब्रमण्यम, superordinate national goals, probity in public life and institutional mechanism. Directly you can use this like superordinate national goals. Here in 1960s, what happened is there were 2 consecutive drought years in India and food grain production declined at substantial levels, and there was threat of hunger and malnutrition in the country, severe hunger we can say that, and therefore the country needed to import food grains from US. Okay, and somehow that led the new public policy targets, or we can say superordinate national goal of making country or India self-sufficient in food grains in next 5 years, and that was achieved and sustained since then. ठीक है, तो with the help of high yielding varieties or the irrigation expansion or in general inputs provided to the farmers, ये सारे जो पॉलिसी मेजर्स थे ग्रीन रिवोल्यूशन के, उसकी वजह से हम सेल्फ सफिशिएंट विद इन शॉर्ट पीरियड ऑफ टाइम, ठीक है, 4 to 5 years we became self sufficient. So this is the major contribution. After that we can understand the blueprint for linking science and technology to the development path of India was cast by C. Subramaniam even before the formation of dedicated science and technology ministry. So basically he was the combination of visionary and missionary leader. ऐसे बहुत कम जो लीडर्स होते हैं कंट्री में, जैसे हम वन ऑफ द एग्जांपल वी कैन गिव ऑफ अब्दुल कलाम, डॉक्टर APJ अब्दुल कलाम, द फॉर्मर प्रेसिडेंट ऑफ इंडिया. सो ही वाज आल्सो विजनरी एंड मिशनरी. तो वैसे ही इनका एक एग्जांपल दिया जाता है सी सुब्रमण्यम. ओके, अलोंग विद दैट ही लेट्स से laid the foundation of National Agro Foundation, was his gift to the nation on his 90th birthday. तो यहाँ पे जो है एग्रीकल्चर में जो भी रिसर्च किया जाता है, ठीक है, तो एक हाई लेवल का रिसर्च, एग्रीकल्चर, बायोटेक्नोलॉजी, ऑल दिस थिंग्स आर कंट्रीब्यूटिंग टू द कंट्रीज साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी फील्ड, स्पेशली एग्रो टेक्नोलॉजी जिसको बोलते हैं. फाइन, एंड लास्टली वी कैन ऑल्सो से दैट his call for science for the economic freedom of humanity, the specific word or sentence can be written that he called for the science should contribute to economic freedom of humanity. ठीक है, तो जो लोग जो है वो इकोनॉमिकली इंडिपेंडेंट हो, फ्री हो, ठीक है, उसका उनका जो फोकस था, साइंस फॉर द इकोनॉमिक फ्रीडम ऑफ ह्यूमैनिटी. दिस echoes loudly on his 111 or we can say 111th birth anniversary that we are celebrating today. Okay, so this is the contribution. You can mention some unique, let's say, traits of the person: superordinate national goals, और probity in public life, institutional mechanism that is used. ठीक है, तो ये एक लीडर का एक मतलब हम बोल सकते हैं कि क्वालिटीज होती है. सो दिस कैन बी यूज्ड फॉर GS4 एथिक्स पेपर ऑल्सो. ठीक है, तो आप वहां पे भी आप लिख सकते हो GS4 एथिक्स पेपर. फाइन, ओके. Yes. So question like discuss the contribution of C. Subramaniam in the field of science and technology and making India self-sufficient in food grains production. Next. Yes. Government tightens oversight on funds received by NGOs. So this is the news on first page itself, and the rules have been amended under FCRA. Okay. So Foreign Contribution Regulation Act 2010. Now rules under this act have been amended now, and the new provision that is added here is that whatever the foreign contribution that NGOs are receiving in Indian rupee by any foreign national. So if that foreign national or foreign company is present in India or outside India, that will be considered or classified, categorized as foreign contribution under this act. Okay. So यहाँ पे आप देख सकते हैं donations received in Indian rupees by non-government organizations and associations from any foreign source, even if that source is located in India at the time of such donation, should be treated as foreign contribution. Now this provision, and at the same time this foreign national can be the person of Indian origin card holder or OCI card holders. Okay, so the contribution by them will be also called as foreign contribution under this act. Okay, so this is important. And governance perspective, GS2 paper, NGOs pay control. So what is FCRA? FCRA regulates foreign donations and ensures that such contributions do not adversely affect internal security of the country. This is the major objective of FCRA or enacting this law. ठीक है, तो somehow sometimes we can say that the foreign contributions, foreign donations to these NGOs has some vested interest in the country. Okay, so for example, the IB report few years back that shown that there is anti-development protest going on in the country by certain NGOs, and the foreign contribution to these NGOs is fueling that. ठीक है, तो CBI का भी रिपोर्ट है, IB का भी रिपोर्ट है. CBI का रिपोर्ट इस तरीके से है कि many of these NGOs are not complying with the IT Act, या फिर जो टैक्स जो उनको रिफंड करना रहता है वो टैक्स फाइलिंग नहीं हो रहा है. Right, so all these things are the problems, and therefore FCRA is important instrument, and the present government is focusing more and more tightening the grip on these foreign contributions through this act. Okay, so in general you should focus that there should not be more and more regulation of NGOs. ठीक है, जो external regulations जो बोलते हैं हम इस act के अंदर, तो ये बहुत ज़्यादा नहीं होना चाहिए, because it will be very difficult for NGOs to work, right? At the same time, NGOs are very important aspects of improving the governance in the country. They act as a link between the government and the people. Okay, तो ये आपको पता होना चाहिए, and that's why we should always say that yes, there should be more and more focus on bringing transparency and accountability on behalf of these NGOs, but there should not be gagging by the government on these NGOs. ठीक है, तो ये external regulation ज़्यादा नहीं होना चाहिए. There should be more and more practice of self-regulation, good practices among NGOs. They should be promoted. Fine, okay. Yes, economic survey highlights. The first point here we can talk about is that the economic survey 2020-21 is of the view that, or it has projected economic growth of 11% in this fiscal year or financial year after the estimated 7.7 contraction last year or the ongoing year, we can say that. ठीक है, so 11% growth in 2021-22. Fine, this has been the projection of economic survey. तो ये आपको पता होना चाहिए फॉर प्रीलिम्स एग्जामिनेशन ऑल्सो कि इकोनॉमिक सर्वे में कितना प्रोजेक्शन दिया है. At the same time, it added rapid vaccination rollout this year could boost recovery in services sector as well as stir up the private consumption and investment. Surely this is going to help for faster recovery of Indian economy. Fine. Next point it is talking about is withdraw forbearance once economy recovers. So here it is recommending that whatever the regulatory forbearance at present in place. What is regulatory forbearance? Regulatory forbearance is the kind of regulatory authorities take a pause in such difficult times or situation. They do not exercise their right to, let's say, remove these insolvent banks from business. Okay, so इंसॉल्वेंसी प्रोसीजर्स जो है ना बैंक्स हो या कंपनीज के जो है वो हमने डिले की है जैसे इस लास्ट 1 ईयर में बाय द रेगुलेटरी बॉडीज. This is done in the, let's say, view that already the economy is facing the contraction or declining path, and because of that this will again harm the Indian economy, and therefore this regulatory forbearance was followed by the regulatory bodies during last 1 year. However, the economic survey is of the view that once the economy is on the recovery path, this regulatory forbearance should be withdrawn. ठीक है, तो ये एक उनका recommendation है यहाँ पे दिया हुआ. Fine, moving on. Agility is key to countering pandemic. So what agility is it talking about? It is talking about the agility in health infrastructure. Okay, so at present we do not have that much human personnel. तो यहाँ पे कुछ अच्छा डेटा दिया हुआ है. Always try to take good data from economic survey and quote them in your mains answers or essays. ठीक है, तो ये जो है यहाँ पे आपको स्टाफ का शॉर्टेज जो है एट प्रेजेंट तो वो दिखाया गया है डॉक्टर्स एंड नर्सेस का. सो यू कैन सी हियर द केरला इज हैविंग वेरी गुड, लेट्स से, नंबर ऑफ doctors and nurses per, we can say, the particular amount of population. Here it is talking about density per 10,000 population of health workers across the states. So per 10,000 कितने हैं वो दिया गया है. ऊपर जो है ऊपर का कॉलम वहां पे नर्सेस का है, नीचे का डॉक्टर्स का है. So you can see here some of the states like Jharkhand, Bihar, Odisha, UP, Rajasthan, they are having very poor indicators when we talk about human resource. Along with that, physical resource, physical infrastructure should be very agile. Agile in a sense, यहाँ पे एक अच्छा example दिया है सर्वे में that one ward in each hospital should be designed in such manner that whenever such pandemic like situation happens in future, that can be converted into, or that particular ward can be quickly modified to respond to national health emergency while caring for normal diseases in usual times. ठीक है, तो ऐसे वो हेल्थ इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर को डिजाइन करना चाहिए. ओके, वन ऑफ द एग्जांपल इट इज टॉकिंग अबाउट. दिस इज द रिकमेंडेशन. एंड देन इट इज ऑल्सो टॉकिंग अबाउट द पैंडेमिक हैड रिवील्ड द पोटेंशियल ऑफ टेलीमेडिसिन टू प्रोवाइड हेल्थ केयर एक्सेस टू रिमोट एरियाज. श्योरली telemedicine, tele-education has helped this year or this last 1 year during this pandemic time period, and e-Sanjeevani scheme that government has augmented telemedicine facilities through e-Sanjeevani scheme of the government. ठीक है, तो ये नाम आपको पता होना चाहिए, आप आंसर में लिख सकते हो e-Sanjeevani scheme. Moving on. The next here it has come up with the new index, that is bare necessity index. Okay, so bare necessity index has been designed in this year's economic survey, and it has considered the different indicators. What are these indicators? They are explaining, we can see here, access to bare necessities has improved. What is the highlight here? Disproportionality more than poorest household when compared to richest household across the, यानी कि जो disparities थी, inequalities थी पहले फॉर एक्सेस टू बेयर नेसेसिटीज। बेयर नेसेसिटीज यानी कि ड्रिंकिंग वाटर सप्लाई या हाउसिंग हो या इलेक्ट्रिसिटी सप्लाई हो, तो उसके बारे में यहाँ पे बात हो रही है। फॉर एग्जांपल क्वालिटी ऑफ हाउसिंग, किचन, टॉयलेट, ड्रिंकिंग वाटर, वेस्ट डिस्चार्ज फैसिलिटीज, क्लीन कुकिंग फ्यूल, disease free environment, all these indicators are considered here, and the ranking to the states is given from 0 and 1 और between 0 and 1। ठीक है, 0 to 1 में आप देख सकते हैं इंडिया का मैप जो है, सो बिलो 0.5 जो है वो रेड है और ज़्यादातर ईस्टर्न स्टेट्स है, लाइक उड़ीसा, झारखंड, वेस्ट बंगाल, त्रिपुरा, लोएस्ट वंस। एंड द पॉजिटिव्स अबव 7 और 0.7 सॉरी, you can see here the Punjab, Himachal Pradesh और उत्तराखंड, गुजरात, केरला, गोवा, these states are having good indicator or index, bare necessity index। Basically these bare necessities, the inputs have been taken and compared from 2012 levels to 2018 levels, and the data is taken from the NSSO survey and NFHS survey। तो वहाँ से वो डेटा लेके उन्होंने एनालिसिस किया हुआ है, और इससे हमें समझ में आता है कि जो गैप था रूरल और अर्बन का, रिच और पुअर का, वो कम हो रहा है। तो पुअर स्टेट्स हैव रिड्यूस्ड द गैप विद द रिच स्टेट्स इन प्रोवाइडिंग सिटीजन्स विद एक्सेस टू बेसिक डेली लाइफ, हाउसिंग, वाटर, पावर, सैनिटेशन, कुकिंग गैस एक्सेट्रा। ठीक है, तो ये बेयर नेसेसिटी इंडेक्स क्या है, ये इसके बारे में आपको तैयारी करनी चाहिए। ये आइदर यू कैन यूज इन प्रीलिम्स एग्जामिनेशन और मेंस, सोशल जस्टिस, इकोनॉमिक डेवलपमेंट, essay पेपर। फाइन, ओके। नेक्स्ट, some other highlights: focus on growth than elevating inequality। Now this can be surely criticized, the provision or the highlights or recommendation surely at present, after let's say pandemic period, focus or the priority should be on increasing economic growth by the government। When the economic growth is more and when there is increasing social inequality in the society, socio-economic inequality in society, then the focus of the government can shift to the ensuring socio-economic inequality। But at present the economic growth is low, and therefore we cannot have focus especially on ensuring socio-economic inequality। ठीक है, तो और equality we can say। So that's why it is saying that India must keep its focus on economic growth rather than trying to elevate inequality, says the economic survey, arguing given India's current stage of development, redistribution of wealth is not feasible without growing overall pie। ठीक है, तो ओवरऑल इकोनॉमी की ग्रोथ होनी चाहिए और उसके बाद ही हम जो है रीडिस्ट्रीब्यूशन के बारे में बात कर सकते हैं। हाउएवर द रीसेंट रिलीज ऑफ द वायरस रिपोर्ट, इनइक्वालिटी वायरस रिपोर्ट बाय ऑक्सफैम इंस्टीट्यूशन, it has shown how the rich poor divide has increased further because of this pandemic। तो ये एक हम क्रिटिसिज्म भी बोल सकते हैं इकोनॉमिक सर्वे में जो रिकमेंडेशन दिया है। Next, lockdown provided a boost to gig economy। Now what is gig economy? Gig economy जो होते हैं वो platform workers और we can say unorganized sector without any social safety nets, without social safety net। So this pandemic period has provided boost to this gig economy, and we can understand that somehow the people who were unemployed because of closing down of certain industries और जो migrant labor जिसको बोलते हैं हम, तो these migrant laborers when they went to their home states, they got employment in this gig economy। After that they wanted to sustain this period। ठीक है, और उसकी वजह से उन्होंने जो भी है, जो भी काम मिले वो उन्होंने अडॉप्ट किया हुआ है। तो हम बोल सकते हैं कि ये अनऑर्गेनाइज सेक्टर में ज़्यादा हो गया, स्पेशली इन अर्बन सेक्टर। COVID-19 हैज़ एक्सपोज द vulnerabilities of urban casual workers who account for 11.2% of urban workforce all India level। ठीक है, तो ये प्रॉब्लम है. एट द सेम टाइम इफ वी वांट टू इंक्रीज द विमेन labor force participation, we need to take certain measures. What are these measures? That in order to incentivize more women to join the labor force, investment in institutional support to affordable and quality child care facilities, like we can say more and more creche facilities should be there. Paid paternal leaves, at present only formal sector and that too limited to public sector we have this paternal leaves. और वी कैन से मैटरनल लीव, सॉरी पैटर्नल लीव्स भी होने चाहिए, ऐसा उनका मानना है. फैमिली फ्रेंडली वर्क एनवायरनमेंट एंड सपोर्ट फॉर एल्डरली केयर नीड्स टू बी मेड बिसाइड्स प्रमोटिंग नॉन डिस्क्रिमिनेटरी नॉर्म्स. ठीक है, सो फॉर विमेन लेबर फोर्स पार्टिसिपेशन उसके लिए एक रिकमेंडेशन दिया है. यस, एंड लास्टली इंक्रीज राशन शॉप प्राइसेस ऑफ राइस एंड व्हीट. Somehow this recommendation is realistic when we talk about the NSFA, National Food Security Act provisions 2013. This act provided for 5 kg food grains at subsidized rates or central issue price जिसको बोलते हैं हम at ration shops. तो ये जो था NFSA का जो प्रोविजन था 5 kg of food grains per person per month at subsidized rate of rupees 2 per kg of wheat, rupees 3 per kg of rice. It is called as central issue price. Okay, so this was not increased since the enactment in 2013. So food security, the economic survey is of the view that the food subsidy bill is increasing more and more because of the stark difference in the market price, or we can say the buying price by the FCI, Food Corporation of India, and the selling price of these food grains. इसकी वजह से क्या हो रहा है कि जो फूड बजट जो है गवर्नमेंट का सब्सिडी बजट वो बहुत बढ़ रहा है, तो थोड़ा सा इंक्रीज करना चाहिए, राइट. सो दिस इज द रिकमेंडेशन, बट लुकिंग एट द प्रेजेंट सिचुएशन ऑफ पैंडमिक, अगले साल तक इस पे डिसीजन होगा या नहीं होगा, वी डाउट अबाउट दैट, बिकॉज इंडियन गवर्नमेंट एज अ पार्ट ऑफ वेलफेयर स्टेट कैनॉट टेक such decisions in difficult times. Okay, so food security is major aspect when we talk about welfare state. DPSPs जो हमारे कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में दिया हुआ है पार्ट 4 में, तो उसके लिए ये प्रोविजन बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट है. स्टिल वी कैन से दैट इन कमिंग ईयर, in future the government will surely take decision on this recommendation. Fine, so these are some practice prelims questions. Like one question is framed on the bare necessity index that is given in this year's economic survey. Try to solve this and give your answer in the comment box so that we can have the conversation or two-way communication here. Next question here, it is framed on the in general total recommendations that are given by economic survey. So which of the following or which of the recommendation is correct? तो ये आप solve करिए और आप इस comment box में उसका आंसर दीजिए. So yes, surely we will discuss this economic survey in a separate lecture. Okay, उसको बहुत ज़्यादा time देने की ज़रूरत है, and we can certainly take input for both prelims as well as mains examination. Fine. For further information on editorial discussion classes or ED classes, wherein the in-depth analysis of mains related issues and articles is done by Ansari sir and team, a perspective building is done on these issues, which is very important for your mains examination. The new batch is starting. For more information for that batch, you can contact Lukman IAS. Thank you. ऑल्सो अगर आपको ये वीडियो पसंद आता है तो इसको लाइक कीजिए, शेयर कीजिए और कमेंट बॉक्स में आपका फीडबैक भी बताइए. थैंक यू.